Some workouts challenge your muscles. Others challenge everything you thought you knew about strength. The Lagree Method isn't just another class, it's a global movement born from one man's obsession with doing fitness differently. In today's episode of the Dean's List, I'm joined by Sebastien Lagree, the mind behind the method that's redefined movement in over 60 countries. We're talking about how innovation, intuition, and a healthy dose of stubbornness built a global phenomenon and what wellness really means when your body is the business. If you're all about building well from the inside out, hit that subscribe button, please. And let's dive in. Enjoy this one. I'm Allison Dean. I've scaled companies, led global teams, and I'm a lifelong student of well-being. And yes, motherhood is part of that curriculum. After years partnering with visionary leaders, I know the future belongs to those who create with care. Welcome to the Dean's List. More than a podcast, this is a community of thoughtful founders, creative minds, and conscious consumers. If that's you, congratulations, you're already on the list. Welcome to the Dean's List, where we explore the art of building well. I'm your host, Allison Dean, and today's guest didn't just build a workout. He built a global movement. Sebastien Lagree is the creator of the Lagree Method, practiced in over 700 studios across 30 countries and growing. Known for being low impact, but very high shake, it's redefined what strength training can feel like. Efficient, effective, definitely addictive, which I can vouch for because I have been sweating on a Lagree machine since 2011. And it's 2011. It's a humbling workout. You just can't not have a good workout on that machine. Sebastien, welcome to the Dean's List.
Thank you, Nelly-san. Thank you very much for this lovely introduction.
It's my pleasure. All right. So for those that may not know, if you don't know, just give us a little synopsis. What is the Lagree Method?
Lagree is a workout that I created back in 1998, so it's 27 years old. And the workout has evolved a lot. So originally it was taught on Pilates equipment. The reason I created this method is because I was training in Pilates and the women were not getting the result they wanted. They wanted to get stronger, tighter, toner. So I use the Pilates apparatus to create this circuit training workout. So this workout has evolved a lot in the 27 years. So basically, Lagree is a body sculpting workout, and it strengthens, tightens, and tone your muscles using tried and proven exercises like, you have bear, plank, side plank, lunges, and squat, but with new twists because I create the machine. So the machines allow you to do this movement with spicy variations, if you want to call it that way. And it's a great workout because it's a high intensity workout, but it doesn't have to be high intensity. You adjust the intensity, but the best part is it's low impact. So it's safe on the joints. It causes very little irritation or inflammation on the joints. So it's a great workout for anyone at any age, anytime, right?
Yeah. I think it's an interesting story, though, too, how this all came to pass, because you arrived in Los Angeles thinking you wanted to be an actor, and all these casting directors actually wanted you to train them instead.
I know. First 30 days, like everybody, casting director, producers, even cast members would say, hey, you have a great body. Are you a personal trainer? Like, no, I'm here for the audition.
Right. Right. I will say this. I do think that actors are their own entrepreneurs in a way because they're their own business, right? They are the business. But did you have aspirations to be kind of this mega entrepreneur that you are now?
Not at all. I mean, my son is started to work with me and he's 22.
Right.
At his age, all I wanted to do is work out and get laid. That's all I wanted. I was going to the master's in business because my dad was obsessed with me getting an education. But the only thing I was thinking about is lifting weight and women. That's it. So at 24, I'm starting to do personal training. I got zero inspiration of being an entrepreneur. I don't even know what an entrepreneur is, So that all happened organically.
Obviously, the clientele, your client base expanded very quickly, right? Because I recall watching you talk about this, where there just wasn't space for everybody and you didn't have enough hours in the day to train the amount of people that wanted your attention.
That's right.
So when did it sort of translate into, okay, there's obviously something here. I obviously am on to something. Actually, and also, when did you just say, screw acting? I'm going all in on this new method.
You're going to be very disappointed because it took me years, maybe a decade of continued success for me to realize, you know what, I should refocus on that. Because I started to work out in 1998, July of 1998. By September of 1998, I'm already getting on TV. I'm getting celebrities, all that stuff, because of the new style of Pilates, you called it. I call it Pilates Plus because honestly, I whipped up this workout, not thinking this was going to be the rest of my life. So I'm thinking, oh, it's called Pilates Plus. It's, Pilates for strength training, blah, blah, blah. I don't really care. People are coming in right now, they're giving money. I'm like, oh, this is, pretty good income. I didn't think personal trainer could make more than $10,000 a month. For me, it was huge income, right? You have to understand that this is 1998. I've just come out of the master's in business, and people working for Boeing and Microsoft at the time were, bragging about $60,000 salary. And here I am making $120,000 at least a year doing personal training. I'm just like, this is crazy. I don't even think personal training was a job. I'm like, everybody knows how to exercise. It's so intuitive. It's so natural. So 1998, 1999, 2001, I opened my first studio because I got kicked out of every Pilates studios in LA because I'm teaching this method that is dangerous. All the Pilates studios say, oh, don't have Sebastien come at your Pilates studio. You're going to be sweating and be shaking. He's going to have you standing on the reformer. He's doing things that are so dangerous. This is 1998, 1999. And then meanwhile, I'm continuing to go on auditions because I had this phenomenal method. I'm getting on TV. I'm getting press. I got celebrities, but I'm still want to do the acting. And then even in 2006, I produced my own pilot, which I called Waistline. And it was a spoof. It was supposed to be a sitcom based on the fitness industry because I thought that the fitness industry in LA is so hypocritical. There's actually a lot of funny bits in there, right? I pay for the whole thing from the success of the business. In 2008, that's when I started to license hard. We were licensing about 100 locations a year. And now I'm like, you know what? I have to make a decision. So 2008, this is when I really made the decision, okay, I'm going to do this. But for pretty much 10 years, I'm still trying to push the acting needle. I'm a stubborn motherfucker, okay? Sorry for the F word, but I love the F
But
word.
it's fine. It's fine. When did it become
Lagree?
Lagree Method?
2011. 2011 is when I started to call Lagree because by 2011, I was making so many new machines that it's like, how do I describe a workout that is evolving? And how do I describe a workout where the machines are constantly changing and evolving? So I had, SPX, but SPX didn't really make sense. And I tried System Dynamique, I tried the other name. And then eventually I'm like, you know what? I'm going to call it Lagree because that's the only common thread, the common denominator. So I'm going to call it Lagree. But it took me a decade, for me to get used to using my last name as the name of the workout. That was the only possible scenario because when I look at the machines that I make now, it's like Porsche or Ferrari or Lamborghini, right? It makes sense that it's the founder, the owner. Pilates is called Pilates, right? But he didn't call it Pilates himself. He called it Contrology and everybody else called it Pilates. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll call it Lagree.
It's still fine too, because all the studios can still be whatever they want to be called, but they're just teaching your method and they have your machines in the studio. So although when I started, I was at a Pilates Plus.
I know, yeah. So we still have Pilates Plus Studio today. And now I'm just like, I can't be too mad because I'm the one who started the name. So when people say, oh, I can't believe those studios are calling Pilates Plus, it has nothing to do with Lagree. And I'm thinking, well, it's not entirely their fault. Okay. I was like the first person to call it Pilates Plus. So I'm sorry, guys, but now I learn, I know better. So it's Lagree now. Yeah.
It'll take some time. It's like strengthening a muscle that people just need to.
You're right. And listen, if I use Pilates from 1990 to 2011, pretty much, right? So that's 13 years. I assume it's going to take another 13 years. So now at 2025, pretty much everyone is calling it Lagree. They know it's not Pilates. A lot of things have changed. So now I think we're back on track. But I'm not very smart. I made a lot of stupid mistakes, so.
We're going to talk about that. So wellness is obviously more than just working out. I mean, obviously it's a component of wellness, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm curious what wellness means to Sebastien.
Wellness for me is the full integration of having a fit body, a fit mind, and a fit spirit. I don't think you can be well if you, for example, are neglecting either the body, the mind, or the spirit. These three entities are sharing that same space and they're learning how to, coexist together. I want to have a balance between mind, body, and spirit. Matter of fact, Alison, I am now doing a documentary on fitness, mental health, and spirituality. Because for me, I can't exercise myself to have a spiritual or a religious experience where I just feel bliss and I want to cry and stuff like that. So there's definitely something more powerful. Today I work out for different reasons. I don't work out today for the same reason I did when I was, in my 20s. I work out very differently. And today I really work out to be clear and focus. For me, clarity is very important. I want a clear mind. I want to be focused because today I cannot miss a beat. Working out, first of all, it's changed my personality. I owe everything to fitness. My success is completely because of fitness, right? And so now I'm working out for this different reason. I want to be clear and I want to be focused. The best feeling in the world is to be completely clear and focused. So that's what I'm doing it now for.
Amen. Do you feel like your definition of wellness, like these 3 buckets, was that something that has shifted over the years, like as you've gotten older?
Yeah, totally. Well, because, as I'm getting older and I build this successful business, I'm
Yeah.
52 now. I see people dropping dead, like, in my age. This is crazy. And I'm at 52. I don't feel old at all. I have that same energy I did when I was, 24. I look at myself in the mirror and of course I see the physical changes, but inside I have that same desire, the same lust for life. I'm very motivated. I have a ton of energy. And I'm like, fuck, people are dying already at 50. 50 is such a short life. This is like, fuck,
Yeah,
50 years. I want to be alive for another 100 years. I like to take my time. I'm like a turtle, I like to move slowly. I like to understand what I'm getting into, and so I like to travel, but also I have to work. So for me, well, if I can travel the next 100 years, it'd be great because I can go to all the countries. I don't have to jam it in the next 10 years because at 60, I'm going to be dead. So a lot of change, and I've learned a lot from Lagree, and this is what has evolved a lot because I taught it wrong, for the first probably decade. There's a lot of changes, and these changes have inspired me to really understand more about what does it mean to be truly fit and what is really the importance of fitness for humanity and also for longevity. And I realized today that it's all about this guy inside, that brain over here, that mind. This is the one thing you don't want to lose because also I don't want to be 80 years old and not reminding my name. My dad is suffering from dementia right now. It's sad. I realized that the last time I actually had a meaningful conversation with my dad was 20 years ago.
Oh.
It sucks. It just, I go visit him and he just keep repeating himself. Hey, Sebastien, you just arrived. And I'm just like, fuck, this is the 4th time you tell me this, just like, yeah, and it's sad. So I don't want to be 80 like this, I don't want that. I don't want for myself. At 80 years old, I still want to be teaching. I still want to be making new machines. The next 30 years, wow, this is, for me, the best time is not what I did. Is like, it's coming ahead because now I have the resources to finish this method that I started essentially 27 years ago, because the method is not finished, Alison. It's only about a 40% completion. I'm not even halfway. I know, as good as you think the method is, it evolved because it needed to evolve because my understanding of fitness was completely wrong. So I've changed my whole understanding of fitness. I had to educate myself. I had to stop vomiting all this information that I read and heard everywhere online with this magazine that were propaganda. I've had to really understand what does it mean to be fit, what's the purpose of exercise. And that's why there's this whole evolution now in the machinery, in Lagree. This is what went from Lagree 1.0 to Lagree 2.0, now we're into Lagree 3.0. But really, right now, we should be at Lagree 10.0 because the machine has really changed 10 times in the last 27 years.
Yes.
When you started to do the method in 2011, we were probably at the 4th iteration of the method already.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
When people tell me, oh, I prefer the original method, I'm just like, which version?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I just associate it with the machines more than anything else, right? Like the progression of how the machines have changed over time. And obviously different instructors, they inject, I mean, maybe some of them do it not because you've given your blessing on it, but they have their own quirk or twist that they put on things, right? So I mostly think about it based on the machine, or a lot of like your core moves, I think have stayed the same, the wheelbarrow. And
although lately I haven't taught the wheelbarrow in many years now, I've switched the wheelbarrow to the saw just because now that we're evolving the method so that you can have, 30, 40, 50, 60, maybe 100 participants in class. the wheelbarrow is actually not a great exercise to teach when you have more than 10 people because
They're doing it
everybody
wrong.
does it the
That's
wrong
wrong.
way. It's a
Uh-huh.
simple exercise, but it's the
Right.
wrong way. So when you have 10 people, you can correct 10 people. But when you have
Right.
50 people,
No.
it's much more difficult. So what you do, you don't teach the wheelbarrow, you teach the saw.
Okay.
The
On the
saw is
elbow.
the exact same exercise. One is on the hand, one is on the elbow. But
Uh-huh.
if you teach 100 people the saw, 99 will do it perfectly. One will need to be corrected. But if you teach the wheelbarrow to 100 people, it'll be 50 people are doing it wrong and 50 people doing it right. So because of that, I'm moving away from some of my core exercise, like literally like the wheelbarrow. I love the wheelbarrow, but now this is not the exercise. So everything is changing. But you know what, Alison? Fucking love it. I love it because it allows me to explore all that fitness has to offer. I can explore different movements. Right now, we're on a very creative role, and I'm just coming up with all these variations. We have these new machines coming out that allows me to exercise the body in a very different way. And
Right.
it turns me on. It turns me on that I'm not teaching the same fucking shit I
Yeah.
taught 27 years ago. When I see people doing floor lunge, elevator lunge, express lunge, I'm like, okay, I understand people love this one, but these are so passe for me. I'm just like, I have moved on a mile from that. And when you see the cool new machine coming out in the next 2 years, we might do another podcast and we're like, oh my God, you're going to see this phenomenal ascension of the method over the next 2 years. It's crazy.
So the studio that I'm at now, the machines are going in this weekend.
Are they getting the Mega Pro?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, you're going to love it. The Mega Pro has little panels. It's fucking game changer.
Yeah. That's
These
what
little
Catherine's
fucking
getting.
panels are just the best. Yes.
Yeah. So I'll keep you posted.
Yes.
Okay. So you kind of talked a little bit about this. I think society in general, there is like an obsession with fitness, but it's not necessarily connecting like all the dots together, right? Because people are still unhealthy. It's not all coming together, right? So where do you think the industry has like gone off track? How has that been derailed or whatever? I mean, obviously it just makes your method look better because,
No, yeah, I understand. It's interesting. I think sometimes is we don't want to make people feel bad. I think now we just want to just say yes to everything. It's okay to be overweight. It's okay to be this or that. But the reality is not. People have very unhealthy habits. But today you can't say, oh well, that person is overweight. It's just like, well, leave them alone, whatever. But the reality is just like we have very unhealthy habits, and we're picking up more and more unhealthy habits. There's food in this country is such shit. Oh my God. The food. I can't believe that people are raising their families, on fast food and sodas. God damn it, guys. Come on.
I know.
You can't do it. We don't understand how important it is to nourish your body. Stop thinking about eating, nourishing your body, taking time for you, de-stressing. If you have a job that is too stressful on you, just quit it. It's so bad for you, it's just like, and I know I'm just like, oh, it's so easy for you because blah, 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 blah. Yes. But you know what? From the get-go, from 24, I always knew I wanted to work for myself because I had worked for other people and I never like that. So I made the decision when I came to LA that I was going to work for myself. Whatever I did that was going to work for myself. And then I was going to have my own schedule and I had to work out. I was not going to pick a job that I can work out. That's why I thought acting would be great because I'm like, well, I'm going to get paid to look good. I'll get $20 million a movie and I can just work out all the fucking time. I do this one movie, get paid $20 million. That's a good salary. And I can work out the entire, because that's all I wanted to do, Alison. I just wanted to work out. That's all I wanted to do. Whatever I do, I don't care anymore. I just want to work out. Here I have like a 4,000 square foot private gym. Fucking love it. I got all the fitness stuff. People walk in here sometimes it's like, is this a gym? It's like, well, it's my private gym. Yeah, I love it. So right here, I work out with my son. I work out with my staff. We all work out every day. It's mandatory. We don't start the day until we actually have a workout. And so the first hour and a half of the day, we all work out together.
That's great team building right there.
Yeah. So I built my life around what I thought was essential for me.
Right.
And because of that, I'm successful in every enterprise that I do because I come here and I just good for the brain. I do all this stuff good for me. When I go to Utah, oh my God, in my house, the whole basement is going to be all for a med spa. So I have the hyperbaric chamber, I have the infrared sauna, I have lymphatic drainage system, I got the cold plunge, I got, vibroacoustic things. I mean, not just like blah, 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 blah. I'm going to put a deprivation center, like one of those floating thing outside in the backyard. And then all I'm going to be doing is working out, working, and just working on me, and I love this, just be
That's
good for my body, work out, eat great, all that stuff. It's very important. So I think that people, they're not educated enough in how damaging, eating bad is bad, or sodas. Oh my God, I can't believe that sodas are not banned. It's just the worst thing for you, honestly.
mhm.
But you can't say that it causes this, it causes that, blah, blah, blah. All right, whatever. But we have very unhealthy habits here. And then here in this country, it's a country of extremes. So people are extremely this or extremely that, people haven't realized that you need a balance.
Yep.
You need to pick at a center. This is a question that is just like 3-hour answer there,
Right, I know. That's
you
true.
know?
We can talk about this all day long, you and I.
Yeah,
Well, that basement sounds pretty epic that you're creating, I have to say.
I
That
cannot
sounds
wait.
pretty
This is going
fantastic.
to be amazing. Because eventually I want to open a retreat center with
Ooh,
all my favorite therapies. And that's going to be a ranch, it's going to be a retreat, and it's going to be like to purge, to basically reset your mind, your body, and your spirit, and then reintegrate them. We'll do a weekend retreat, but really it needs like 5 days or 7 days, a month. And it's just to realign yourself, because when your mind, body, spirits are aligned and they're working
yes.
together, you can start to basically ascend, and then you can feel your frequency just rising. And then that new level, you start to attract all these things that you've wanted in your life. It just comes effortless.
Yeah.
You don't have to manifest, you don't have to meditate. It just comes to you because you're taking care of yourself and you being more present. That's what I want to do. This is a new workout I'm working on right now. I think I'm going to call it Lagree Flow. It's going to be a
Ooh.
whole new workout. This is not coming out for at least 2031, 32, because I have to finish the Lagree Fitness Method. And I think by 2030, we'll be maybe at 60, 70%. So after that, it'll be a quick, but I also need all the electronics to work a specific way. But I will launch a new method. And I'll tell you right now, okay, in this method, I'm going to give you a little crumb
Teaser.
or a teaser. Yeah. You're going to do the method blindfolded.
Oh.
You cannot look. You have to
Oh.
feel.
You have to flow.
You have to feel. I'm already teaching people eyes closed in my classes on people if want to work out with me on Sunday at the Mega Former Studio in Brentwood, 9 and 10 a.m. And then many times I'll tell people to close their eyes. I want them to see themselves from within, the way they are. Your eyes are deceiving. Do not look at your eyes. Do not look at yourself in the mirror. Just
Yeah.
feel yourself. And people are freaking loving it. So I'm going to push this. I'm not going to say everything else I'm going to do,
Yeah.
but this is going to be a whole new way of training your mind, your soul,
I love
and your body. Yes. That's why I'm doing this documentary. This documentary is going to document my learning process, because I'm thinking, well, I love to learn. I love to challenge myself. So I
Yep.
love to just make a documentary out of it. It's a great way to also share that with everyone else who's interested in the subject. But yes, I think that fitness is a path to spiritual awakening and also to spiritual ascension. And that's kind of what I want to take the method to next. I want to go beyond the physical fitness. I want to go into mental and spiritual wellness. This is where fitness is now transitioning to. It already has started. This is something that started probably when I first started to teach my method. We were
Yeah.
already at the beginning, but now it's becoming obvious that it's turning fitness to wellness. And then people are working out for different purposes. They're not working out to look good. They're working out to feel good. Very
Mm-hmm.
different. Yes. Feeling good is way more important than looking good. I mean, I like looking
Mm.
good too,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, right.
there's only so far you can go. Okay. So, because you can feel good at any age. And that's really what, I want people as they get older to actually embrace their wisdom, to embrace themselves as an older age, instead of like, oh my God, I don't look like I'm in 20s anymore. Fucking at the age of 20, I was like a young punk. Are you kidding? I mean, look at my son, and my son is like infinitely better than me already at his age. I was like 24. I was an asshole. Okay. I'm still an asshole a little bit. But, you know, I just want to feel great. That's the most important feeling, no anxiety, no depression. It's blissful.
Yes. Yes. The more you feel that, the easier it is for you to permeate that out to all the people that want that from you as well. So, yes, you have to keep yourself in check for that. Okay. You said you were going to speak a little bit on this. So, I think we can sort of dig into it now. But obviously, scaling from one studio to hundreds globally. That's a big deal. Shipping, I mean, God knows how many things you contend with, licensing fees, I mean, all the things, right? What do you think has been the toughest part of building a global brand, especially given that you have such a vision of what it needs to be? So, like, let's talk about that. And then you can kind of maybe talk about some of the other things that you've had to overcome.
I love this question. That might be one of my favorite questions anyone has asked me. I'm a people pleaser. I want to make sure that everybody has a great experience when they open the Lagree studio. The greatest challenge for me is to give this attention to everyone every day. We're handling right now about 25 inquiries every day. We are opening multiple studios every day, and everybody just wants the attention of daddy,
Yeah.
and daddy wants to give the attention. It's just, I only have 24 hours in a day and I need to sleep
Mhm.
6, 7 hours a day, so you figure out the rest. So it's been the greatest challenge for me. The greatest challenge, the fact that I am not able to have a conversation, guide people the way I want. People have to figure it out. Sometimes they do it right. Sometimes they don't, because I want everybody to not make the mistake that I made. Right.
Right.
And it's very hard for me to be able to split my time and to do this. So, and I'm still very involved with every aspect of the business. I mean, I have to, because Lagree is an evolving workout. And like I told you, we're
Mhm.
still evolving the method. The method is not completed. It's not like I did a method 27 years ago and I'm looking for ways to improve it. When I started to get really serious about it, like in 2006, 2008, I realized, okay, if I'm going to do this permanently, I cannot have this machine, cannot have this, I cannot have. And then I started to create this method in my mind, and we're still about 40% in. Also, on top of creating this method, like you said, now we are all these people opening studios everywhere. Now, by the way, we're almost at 1,100 studios now. And then we are operating in over 60 countries.
No, so my numbers were totally wrong.
Don't worry, most people are, because it's evolving so fast. Tariffs, for example, that has been a big hot block. And I'm opening warehouses around the world. Right now, we have 3 manufacturers, 1 in China, 2 in Vietnam. Manufacturers, I'm looking them in Europe. I'm looking in Central America right now, trying to be more responsive, cut down the lead time on the equipment. So I
Yeah.
have to strategize this whole expansion. The Mega Pro, every single time we raise production quotas, we're still not meeting the demand. So now I have 2 manufacturers for the Mega Pro. The Mega Pro is just fucking selling like this. It's just like people want it and they don't care. They want it like now. So I'm
Right.
involved into that. And it's just like, I just don't have enough time to try to explain everything. So I still do the Zoom call. I should stop doing the Zoom call like 5 years ago. But I love to get on a phone call with a new person to kind of explain a little bit of Lagree. So sometimes I do like 3 or 4 Zoom calls. That's 2 hours in a day. So I have to kind of structure my time, and it sucks because I love talking to you about Lagree. I love talking to new people about what they're getting into, and especially talk about the future and all the really cool new stuff that we're doing, because essentially what I do is I invent tools, right? So we have the machine, it's a tool. Now we have new tools. I'm creating new digital tools, right? And I
Right.
love to talk about all of that stuff. And I just don't have that opportunity anymore. So that's why we started to do summits.
Summits,
Yeah.
like where people are flying in to see you, kind of a
Yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes more sense. I was going to
Yeah.
ask that because I think it makes more sense for, if you've got X amount of studios opening, instead of you needing to be in 30 places at once, those
I can't
30
do it
people
anymore.
can come to you, right?
I can't. 2006,
No.
2007, I was able to pretty much do most of the studios opening.
Right?
2000, I couldn't anymore because I didn't have enough weekend.
No.
And then little by little, I had to kind of pull myself away from all this stuff that I really love to do because I love teaching. I still enjoy teaching very, very much. And it's just, I can't teach as much anymore. And I get invited all the time to studio opening, and people don't understand. I can't.
No.
Even if I go to a studio opening that is an hour away, it's an hour to drive there, an hour to
Right.
teach, or 2 hours, an
No.
hour to come back. It's 4 hours. And then
Yeah.
what could I do these 4 hours? Well, you know what? There's a lot of things I can do. So I have to just prioritize. So I'm
Yep.
not as much into the trenches. And that's the part that I think I miss the most. I love at my studio teaching all the classes. I love that. That was a
Yeah.
great experience. I've always loved teaching. It always came naturally, which I didn't think it would.
The summits are a good idea. The more you can have a larger group of people coming to you to do a session, or like having more people on one Zoom call that you do a month or something, like a
Right.
founder's call or something, those things, yeah, you need to build in efficiencies for yourself because, yeah, you're just too busy. There's too much happening all the time. Clearly, all the things that are on your list. Was there a moment that you ever thought that the business would not work?
Oh
Like,
my God. Yes. you go so far out and you do things and you get yourself out there in the public image. And I'm very confident about what I do, but it's also I've seen great business achieve incredible height. And then in a matter of a year or two, boom. So there is always a possibility that things don't work out, right? So this to me is a concern, or maybe I won't say a fear because I'm removing all of this stuff from my body, but it's an awareness. I cannot have a cocky attitude and thinking that things are always going to work. So it forces me to really think about the strategy. This concern or this possible scenario is always in the back of my mind. So it's forcing me to strategize. And because of that, I'm a better business,
Right.
This, what could go wrong, what could take this down or whatever. So that's why I'm always kind of not reinventing myself, but just evolving and then changing. I've curated the method. I curate the exercise. Like I was telling you now, we don't teach the wheelbarrow. The catfish is also going away, And some people, the catfish, the floor lunge, all this stuff. But I create new things and I move forward. And I think that gives me the confidence that things are always going to work out for me. Because if I taught the same workout that I did back in 1998, oh my God, people would not know who I am today. It would be so many copycats and counterfeits and fucking idiots out there, So I have built myself a very unique niche in the fitness industry. And for me to continue growing that niche, that means I got to show up to work and I just got to continue outsmarting myself. Essentially, I'm my biggest competition. So I'm constantly coming out with new ways of outdoing myself and reaching that goal there.
I feel like everyone listening is going, this man does not sleep. There's no stagnation with Sebastien. He is in constant flow. Yeah.
I have to smoke weed every fucking night. Otherwise, I cannot sleep. And it's true things, That's why I don't travel as much, because I can't take my weed with me.
Oh, that's very interesting. Or you just go to the places that have a lot of it, maybe. I don't know.
It's getting more available worldwide. But sometimes, I'm going to China in 2 weeks. There's no weed there. So in China and Vietnam, our libido will be up for 10 fucking days. By the time I come back over here, man, I'm already thinking about that first hit.
Oh, gosh.
After 10 days of no weed, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to hibernate. That's one thing I don't like. I love traveling, but the reason I don't travel as much is because I literally don't sleep. And I'm up because my brain can't fucking stop. I cannot stop this brain. It's just constantly thinking and trying to find solutions and overcoming problems. This brain wants to resolve problems. That's all it wants to do.
It's very impressive. Were there any challenges or risks that you took that you now reflect on that opened up unexpected opportunities for the business?
Well, definitely making my first machine, when I made the Proformer, I remember that the Proformer came out in 2006 because 2006, I was starting to get, more serious about, this. So I made the Proformer. I literally just didn't have the money to make the first prototype. I had I think 10 or 15 credit cards, maxed them out to pay for this one prototype. The first machine that I built cost me $120,000 just for the first machine, the first prototype, right? And that's not even including all the cost of development, but I just did that. And this was a huge risk because I'm putting myself in debt for this one machine and not knowing how things are going to work out. And I've always done this. I've always introduced new machines and new things. And it's just we'll see how it plays out. Now I'm in a habit of doing that, so I don't look at it the same way. But initially, when I first started, there was a lot of risk taking. Or for example, when the Proformer was doing so well, after 3 years, I decided, fuck it, no more Proformer, we'll do the Megaformer. When I had all my licenses tell me, what's wrong with the Proformer? We want the Proformer. If you made the Megaformer, I'm not going to buy it. I'm like, okay. And I made the Megaformer, and I've never listened to the market. I ask sometimes, some licensees and trainers what they think about this or that, but I'm pretty much doing good at what I want to do because I'm a stubborn motherfucker. And that's when I'll make my mistakes. And then I'll just okay, then I should have done that or whatever. Like, for example, teaching the method. I taught the method wrong for probably the first 15 years.
Let's hear about that. What do you mean you taught it wrong?
Because my background is bodybuilding.
Right.
So I used to approach every exercise as an isolation exercise because in bodybuilding, you work your body by exercising. You don't move. It took me 20 years to figure out the difference between exercise and moving. It's two different things. Exercise, isolate. Movement, integrate. When you work out on a machine like the Reformer or the Proformer, the Megaformer, the machines that I make now, okay, it's impossible to isolate the movement. You have to integrate because when you work out on the Mega and the carriage is moving back and forth,
right,
you have to stabilize your core. Okay?
That's right.
So an example would be like if you're at the gym and you do a leg press, imagine, and if instead of sitting on the seat, you're able to move the weight, but you're sitting on top of the weight and you're moving with the weight. So because you're moving with the weight, the body processes this exercise, this movement, this muscle action very differently. When I taught fitness, probably until 2015, I used to teach all the modifications, all the variations was based on exercise that I taught in isolation. So when I did a mega donkey kick, the focus was the leg kicking because that's the way I was trained. I focus on the primary mover. I focus on the part that is actually generating the force, not realizing that the movement was not this, because that's the exercise. I need to shift my focus from exercise to moving. I have to shift from isolating or concentration to integration. And then when I start to do this, I'm like, oh my God, I taught everything fucking wrong. This is the wrong way of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a bodybuilder, you have no choice because bodybuilding is the only unnatural sport because who walks around with huge shoulders and chest and biceps? Now, I personally love it. I love to see those guys getting big and stuff like that. So to get big like this, you have to isolate. But for the main population out there who wants to live holistically, they should move. They should not be exercised with concentration and isolation. They should move by integration. Exercise will focus on a specific muscle, a group of muscle, or maybe a joint. When you go to physical rehab, you do exercise to rehab a joint, or a muscle, or whatever. A movement is outward. An exercise is inward. Exercise is isolation. Moving, it's outward, it's compounded. It has a different goal. And so it took me a very long time to understand fundamentally what was the difference between exercise and moving. What is the difference between exercise in isolation and integration? So now I've changed everything. I've changed the entire protocol. And because I've now reached a new level in my fitness expertise, all the movements have changed. All the curriculum has changed. The method has changed tremendously from this one realization that, oh my God, I'm teaching all this exercise in isolation. And it's impossible to isolate on the megaformer because the nature of the megaformer is to integrate. Fuck. But
wow,
I am not so mad because I have so many copycats. And they all teach the method wrong. They all teach the method I used to teach in 2008. All my ex-master trainers who go out there and do training all teach this exercise completely fucking wrong. They all teach movement in isolation. The reason why the Mega Pro has evolved the way it is because I had this epiphany a few years ago. It's like, oh my God, I'm doing everything wrong. And then when I realized this, I get all these ideas of, oh, this is how I need to make the machines, blah, 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 blah. You're going to see next month, I'm going to Vietnam. And I'm going to try the new Evo Pro. The new Evo Pro take the integration to a whole other level. You're going to see the type of movement you'll see on social media, the movement that I start to release early next year. You'll be like, oh my God. You're going to remember this conversation like, oh my God, I totally understand. I see the integration and these women are beautiful and they're sexy and they're strong and good for you and they're good for your connective tissues. These are the movements that are going to carry you effortlessly in your 50s, in your 60s, in your 70s. You're going to be floating around.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
I am redefining strength training right now.
Okay. I love it.
Integrated strength training. We talk about resistance training. We talk about functional training, which is okay.
Yeah.
I'm talking about integrated strength. It's very different. That means that when you do a biceps, you're not just the biceps. The biceps is connected to the arm is connected to the torso is connected to the midsection and the legs. You're working your entire body through the biceps. So when you do the biceps, you're still working your obliques, your lats, your calves, your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes. You should see in this warehouse right behind me, that 4,000 square feet, I've completely changed all the machine in isolation and added the integration. And they're beautiful. I pulled out my back last week because I was doing an isolation exercise and it'd been 2 weeks because I've been traveling and all that stuff. I was able to rehab my back. First of all, I had magic hands on me. Great. Thank you, Martin. But also I'm doing the machines that I work over here. So the energy flow, kinetic flow is this magnetic energy flowing through your body constantly. When you isolate, you block this energy. It's like a dam. It's like an energy dam. You're blocking this energy. Let's say you do a leg curl, right? Or if you do leg curls, the energy is blocked in your lower back. So I've added components to the leg curls. I'm not saying what it is. So now the energy flows from my toes to my fingers and back to my toes. So I can now have my back in traction. I can work my lats. I can work my entire body. So I am curling with my hamstrings, but I'm working
Right.
my entire body. And now I'm really interested in developing more equipment to strengthen integration. So that's one of the epiphanies in the past 27 years. And so I feel, oh my God, man, I've taught this method so wrong. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, fuck it. I got all these copycats and counterfeit. You know what? Maybe it was God's way of helping me out and say, you know what, motherfucker, you're going to be copied right and left. So let me teach you this method wrong. Let all the copycats teach it wrong. And now you're going to teach it right, because it's exactly what's happening. Did that make sense with the isolation integration? Yeah.
Yes, and it
Yeah.
makes me very excited actually
Yeah.
to kinda,
So you'll
like
feel a little bit more of this. So if you want to do this type of movement, look at Lagree on demand or the floating exercise, the hinging, the flying exercise, even the
okay.
new way we're lunging, all that stuff. If you listen to these videos, you will actually understand what I'm talking about.
Okay, I'm totally into it. I was gonna talk about innovation with you, but I feel like this entire conversation has been about innovation because I feel like you are constantly innovating, Sebastian. I feel like your brain is constantly
I can't stop. This is what I'm teaching that young man over here in the office. I mean, he left already now. I'm trying to teach him how to be curious
uh-huh.
and how to be creative. Because I've always been creative. I always sketch. I'm an introvert. So as a kid, I used to draw. I used to draw three things: fast cars, sharks, and muscle guys. That was it.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
I drew some of the things, but I'm not going to say on your podcast because people will be like, oh my God. Okay. So anyway, so these are the basic three things that I was drawing. And
Okay.
it's funny because I thought everybody draw and sketch and stuff like that. We're all creative. Humans are creative by nature. This is
Sure.
your divine quality, it's a godlike quality. We all can think outside the box. So
Mhm.
you have to cultivate that gift. So I'm trying to teach him how to be creative and also how
Mhm.
to be curious. I never accept the status quo. I always ask why. I like to go down the rabbit hole. I like
Yeah.
to know how things work. I want to know why things work. It's so important to me. I love to understand how everything works. And the reality, humanity has no fucking idea how things work. We have no idea. We've been operating, we've been evolving this like what, 400,000 years, right? Operating on blind faith.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And that's why for me, I listen to my guts. I realize that I'm infinitely smarter with my guts and my heart. So I try to think a little less and feel more. And that's when I get more creative by feeling, because feeling for me is like thinking on a multidimensional level. I
Right.
think that thinking is just too linear.
Oh.
A, B, C, D is time related. You can only move one way. But if you want to multitask and if you really want to ascend, you have to feel more. I think emotions are actually way more evolved. Maybe part of this lifetime that we have on earth, right, is so that we feel we're supposed to experience pain and love and bliss and frustration and stuff. Because when we go to that next life, maybe after that, we are more evolved, but on an emotional level, because emotions are multidimensional. Maybe that's why I love fitness so much, because I feel so much. I feel alive when you're out of breath and your muscles are shaking, and then everything is working together, right? Maybe that's this that of feeling that I like. So I'm going that direction. This other workout that I'm going to create, that's why I don't want people to look at themselves. I want people to be forced to feel
Feel
them.
it. Yeah.
Feel it.
Feel that.
Feel yourself. Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, no, that makes sense. Innovation in partnerships, because something that happened, I don't know if it was this year or last year or the year before, but the Versa Climber came into the Lagree universe like a dynamic duo, if you will. Do you want to talk a little bit about how that came to be, and if you also have any other desires for similar types of collaborations?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I love the Versa. I've always liked that machine. I thought this machine was brilliantly designed because it has a limited footprint. Yeah.
Yep.
And you get on the Versa within 2 minutes, your heart rate is like 180 and you are sweating. It's impossible not to sweat on the Versa. So
Mm-hmm.
the Versa works really well with Lagree because people have like small spaces. I want to do more Versa, to be honest with you. Like this past year has been such an ass kicker for us. This past year, business really went up for me. We were not prepared. So right now I'm creating a whole new platform for licensees to ease the load on us because it's impossible, Allison. So as soon as I get a little bit of control over this, I want to
Yeah.
go back and revisit my partnership. So we have a lot of licensees who actually will buy the machines and the Versa, and they love the compatibility or the marriage between the two. I would
Right.
like to do more thing with Versa because Versa is a great company. And I love the product, and also have some ideas too on some cardio things I could do with them, because it's how I think, right?
Yeah.
And I already told Jim, the CEO of Versa, he knows about this. So that's not going to be a surprise. But I would love to be more involved and do more things. But right now, unfortunately, with these two hands, I got to focus more on the immediacy of the situation. And then also have other partnership that I can't say I'm doing yet, but other really well-known business. And it's great because, I think I've built a niche in this industry where other people are looking up to me and want to work with me and be part of it. I have something I want to do with other partners that are not out in the fitness industry. I'm not going to talk about that yet because I don't want to jinx it. But I love collaborations. I feel that the 80s mentality is like, I'm the best, everyone else sucks, right? But I think in 2025, you learn that if you're confident in your method, you collaborate with people and you share this, and that's where I'm at now. So I love to collaborate with other fitness brands that I really respect. It's great. Honestly, it's fantastic to be able to do that,
Good. I'm excited to see what future collabs are on the horizon.
I would love to tell you, Allison.
No, it's
Yes,
okay. It's
I
okay. It's okay.
absolutely would love to tell you, but I can't because where things are right now.
I totally understand. How many people are on your team, like back office team?
Oh, so we're probably about maybe a team of 20 people here at the HQ.
I mean, it's still pretty impressive for global operations, Sebastien, to have a team
Oh,
of
no,
20.
we have like people everywhere else. This is the immediate team that we have here, in
Right.
Chatsworth. But we have
Yeah.
people in France, we have people in Vietnam. Probably, if we start to expand that team, it gets to about 100 people.
But the people running like the core Lagree business, there's like 20 in Chatsworth. And then
Yeah.
obviously you've got the different warehouses and the different production facilities. Obviously, I know that there's people needs in those regards, but the people kind of like running the infrastructure, there's 20. But that's pretty good.
This new system that we're building, first of all, we are integrating AI in every single platform that we have.
Uh-huh.
And once we have this new platform for the licensee, which will have AI integration and a very sophisticated software, this app will be able to handle everything. I will need to hire one person to do that. I'll be able to handle 1,000, 10,000 licensees like this without really anyone being involved. And that's really pretty fucking cool. That means that the
Wow.
people I have to working for me, we're going to focus on pushing the services. We're not just caught into running the business. We're actually going to use our brain to come up with new things, because that's what I want. So that's going to be great. So we're going to become way more effective with the time that we have, instead of doing things that AI can do. And this, we get tons of emails to this, like, how much is the megaformer? Well, you can go on the fucking website and see it's $8,900, or you can email me, waste my time, and I'll tell you it's $8,900. Or
Right.
now you sign up on this platform and the AI will tell you as many times as you want to. And now you heard it here on Allison's podcast. Okay, there you go.
No, that's
And
smart. I mean,
again,
it's
I'll
smart.
get the question, how much is the megaformer again? And then we tell them, how much is it for 2 megaformers? Well, if you went to school, you will know that 2 times 8,900 equal X amount. How much for 10 megaformers? Well, that's an easy one. You just add a
Right.
zero behind it, But people just like, they don't, all day, every fucking day, running quotes. When we used to do invoices, it used to take us like, probably like 5, 6, 7 minutes to do an invoice. And people say, well, it's 5, 6, 7 minutes. Yeah, but you have 100 invoices that day
No,
to
right,
do it.
right.
So now the invoice takes us like 3 seconds. I'm always looking at the roadblock. I look at the bottlenecks. I'm like, okay, if this is costing too much time, how can I just make this better? Either I bring someone else, I change this, blah, 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 done, boom, that's it. I don't know how Google and AT&T and GMC or Ford does it with like 20, 30, 40, 50,000 employees. Oh my God, that will never be me.
Right.
That is just like, no, I can't do this. I can't have that many people working. That is just no.
You already know that you don't have to do it that way, because look
Yeah,
at how much
exactly.
you've grown with,
I know.
a certain amount of resources.
The AI is absolutely allowing us to play on a different level field and not have the expenses on that level field. And this is
Right.
amazing. For me, when people say, oh, about AI, we're all going to turn into Terminators, like, oh, come on. It's just like the AI cannot think for itself, okay? The AI cannot come up with an idea of its own. You guys are fine, okay? We're a
Yeah.
very long way until the AI can start coming up with ideas and things like that. It's still going to be programmed, but it's an incredible tool.
Right. And I feel like it's going to allow you to like travel to Jamaica more, maybe, or something.
Yeah, absolutely. From Jamaica, yeah, that's a good one, actually. I haven't gone to Jamaica yet. I should probably go because they probably have the best indica in the whole fucking world. And I'll be out for like a week,
Got to go. Last of the questions. So for someone that is wanting to build their own brand or, create a business, what do you think is a really critical piece of advice that you'd want them to hear before they start?
Well, for me, it's passion. I mean, I've always been passionate about the fitness industry. I mean, I've
Uh-huh.
taught for free for so long, and I never thought about it. I started to work out when I was 11 years old, you know? So for me, the passion and the interest and the curiosity is really helping me go through the low points, because I saw this meme a long time ago on Facebook about the life of an entrepreneur, right? This is up and then down and then up and then down. The trend is upward, but it's not a perfect line. It goes up and down because we have this energy cycle in ourselves. And then sometimes you can't help it, but you're going to go through a down cycle. It's just the way it is. Your body cannot just operate at its optimum level. It's like
All the time.
frequency goes up and then up and down, on and off. So when you are up, it's the time to go, be physically active. You just go, you progress. And as soon as you feel a low coming in, that's the time to contemplate, strategize, wait for the next up again. And then up, this is when you become physical again. I'm learning to follow my natural rhythm. That's an important thing, because otherwise, I think with entrepreneurs, so the passion always carry you through to the lows, right? Because sometimes you have terrible lows and you think, oh my God, you want to stop it, stuff like that. Yeah, remember that if you have this powerful moment, you feel blissful, you feel part of this universe, and you love God and thank you for everything. I'm so grateful. And then a week later, it's like, oh my God, you just feel like tired and just like nothing is working. And it's just like, fuck, I'm just stuck in this stuff. Fuck this shit. I should have done this. This was the wrong thing. And then back up again. Oh, I love you, man. It's just like you need the passion to carry you through the slow, because you have this little guy inside you that says, hey, it's okay. You just go
Right.
through up and down. It's emotions. They're going to go in and out, but you got to just stay cool, level-headed. And it takes a while. It takes a while to manage your emotions. Emotions are very powerful. And so that would be my recommendations. Manage your emotions, manage the lows, recognize that the lows are part of your life. There's actually good thing in the lows when you feel out of energy, because you can't just keep pushing all the time. This is your
Right.
body telling you, hey man, I need a fucking break. You're so high. You're too high for me. You can bring it down. And it's like, but I don't want to be down. I like being high. I love being part of this, universe and productive and helping humanity to level up physically, mentally, spiritually. Sometimes you need to bring yourself back down and just appreciate the lows for what they are. An
Yep.
opportunity to regroup, think, strategize, calm down, just nurture yourself. Easy. You're still going up, man. Okay. Don't worry. Everything is going to happen. Just enjoy that low and then be ready, recharge, and then be ready for that next high again. And then just attack it, like a leopard, and then that's what you essentially have to learn as an entrepreneur. Your life is never, ever going to be high the whole time. It's going to be a series of up and down, and you just have to manage this low, because sometimes this low can be devastatingly low. For me,
Mm-hmm.
I've experienced that, because sometimes I get so high in the way I think, and it's a natural high because you're successful. Everything is happening. You're vibrating at this higher level of consciousness, and everything is coming to you. Like sitting here in his office, I don't make one fucking phone call. Everything comes to me. Everything, all the opportunities. All I have to do is to focus on my craft, is just to make sure that I continue on my path. This is what I need to do. And everything comes to me. I don't have to call anybody. People call me everywhere from around the world. Every opportunities has manifested themselves because I focus on me
And your passion.
and my passion. And the one thing that I want to say to people, I think the reason what I'm meant to do this fitness method is to help humanity to build faith in themselves. I think every day that people have lost faith in themselves,
Yeah.
People are just desperate. They keep following all these people out there thinking something's going to fucking happen. You got to stop
Yeah.
following people. You got to follow yourself. And then the only advice I can give to people, you got to hit the gym, whether it's Lagree or Pilates or yoga or whatever. You have to be physically active, because movement changes how you feel about yourself. And that is the most important thing, Don't pray to God, pray to yourself, Be yourself. You are your own God. If anything's going to happen, it's going to happen because you make it happen. We need that. And that's what I realized. Like right now, I'm getting all pumped up again. So thank you. I'm going on a new high. Then it's going to be a new low because of you, Allison. Then I'm going to be like for 2 hours low like this. Oh.
I feel like I'm going to have to say amen to all that. I felt like I was in church just now or something.
It
I
is.
was like,
It is. Maybe there's a reason why in the Bible it said that your body is your temple. There's something to that. you know?
Hello. Hello.
We need to nurture our bodies. We need to nurture a mind and a soul. And right now, I would say that we all have the wrong values. We all focus on money and fame and who's has money and who's famous. That is a terrible direction for humanity. People need to believe in themselves more. They need to
Mhm.
take care of themselves, take responsibility for themselves and action, but be okay in putting themselves first, because how can you take care of other people, your family, if you do not truly take care of you? And truly taking care of you goes beyond just eating right. It needs everything. You need to be right, and it takes time to do. Sometimes the easiest thing is the hardest thing, to be honest. If you live a life where you constantly have to lie to people, not good.
Not good.
I live a life where I'm honest 100% of the time. I'm
There you
myself.
go.
What you see right now is me. Beautiful when you no longer have to lie to people or dishonest. It's like black and white. Boom, boom. That's it. You take it, you live it. When you live your life and you're truly honest with yourself, it feels great. They say the truth will set you free. And I got to tell you, it's absolutely true. So I'm trying to live more of a truthful life, and fitness has done that for me. And that's what I want to do with other people. I want people to live their own life, create their own narrative for themselves, but believe in themselves. Because imagine if we have a world full of people who believe themselves and have faith in themselves, this world would just completely change in a matter of 2 seconds. Boom,
Oh, yeah.
it would completely change.
So true. Okay, we're going to do a quick fire, and then we're, I guess, going to
Sounds good.
depart, sadly. All right. So first thing that comes to mind, this is just to, give people some fun facts about you. I call this extra credit.
Okay.
Early bird or night owl?
Early bird.
Oh, okay, good. Coffee or tea or none?
Coffee.
Coffee. If you had to choose a favorite movement on the Megaformer, what would it be?
It would be one of the latest that we do right now. It'd be one of those floating exercise. Maybe people don't know. I would say right now, let's do like a reverse runner's lunge or something like that.
A reverse runner's lunge.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite go-to, like, after workout meal?
Oh, I have this best supplement from Truvani, and it's
Oh,
vegan. And it has 6 ingredients. It's the best tasting protein powder I've ever had. And it's only 6 ingredients that you can actually pronounce. I think it has pumpkin seed or chia seed, all 6 ingredients that you literally can read. I love that. This is great because my English is not perfect. So I love when I can read the actual ingredients. So Truvani, beautiful, great. That's what I'm taking. Vegan, so it's gluten-free, all that stuff. It tastes very good. And I've got great gains on that. So I like
oh,
it. Yeah.
good protein. Are you vegan?
I am not vegan, but I am now becoming plant-based simply because I've stopped eating red meat, lamb and pork, all that stuff. As far as animal protein, I like eggs. I think
Uh-huh.
it's pretty good. And I like fish. I eat a lot of salmon. But I've
Okay.
stopped eating all this other stuff because the quality of food in the US is so terrible. It was giving me terrible digestion problem. So at one
Okay.
point, I'm like, you know what? I love the meat, just the quality is so bad. So I stopped. And now actually it's been so long that I don't even fucking crave it anymore. And I feel much better. I still have some acidity, so I'm still working on this. But no, I'm not vegan. For me, it was simply from a healthy point of view. I think past a certain age, I think there are certain food that you should not eat anymore.
There you go. Okay.
Yeah.
What's one thing in the fitness industry that you wish would disappear tomorrow?
Copycats.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Favorite band or musical genre or singer to, like, pump you
House
up?
music.
House music.
Oh, I've always house music. I love EDM in general, but house is really my thing. That's what I play. I actually saw somewhere that house music, it helps you to live a longer life. It has an anti-aging effect. It's the beat or whatever. And so I believe that. I always feel good when I hear house. And then my son is a DJ.
Oh,
So he
perfect.
DJ for me on Sundays, and now he's coming to Dubai with me next year, and I have like 5-day events. So it's going to be DJing other stuff, and it's great. I love working with him. This is fantastic, and he's got great house mix, all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, I love EDM. House music is definitely my style. Yeah.
That's it. Okay. What's one book that you recommend?
Oh my God, it's the art of not giving a shit.
The Art of Not Giving a Shit.
That book is phenomenal. It should be taught in high school.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It
Okay.
talks about values and how we are not happy as a society because we have the wrong value. And I completely agree with this book.
Well, oh,
Yeah.
yeah. What's your favorite car?
Favorite car, Lamborghini.
Okay. One word to describe your business journey so far.
chaotic.
Okay, and if you weren't building studios, machines, an empire, what would you be doing instead?
Oh, I would be a marine biologist.
Oh, with the sharks. Did you watch The Shark Whisperer?
Yeah, watch all these shows whenever I have time. Well, I love Shark Weeks, but I love diving with sharks, but I love diving in general swim with orcas and sperm whales and anacondas and alligators and crocodiles. I love wildlife. I love animal life. I just wish we did so much more. It's a tragedy what we're doing to animals on this planet. Literally, fucking tragedy.
I'm so with you.
When animals are just so full of love, but I love predators. I'm fascinated. The bigger the teeth, the better. Like, I wish I could go back 65 million years ago and watch the T-Rex and all this stuff, because I'm fascinated with animal life. But I love diving. Diving is, for me, it's just meditative and it's just amazing. It's one of the best therapy for myself. So being in the water with bull sharks and great whites and all that stuff, I absolutely love it.
You need to watch on Netflix The Shark Whisperer.
Okay.
You're going to love it, Sebastien. Great. The woman that they feature, she is incredible. You're going to like...
Was that Ocean Ramsey?
There you go.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I would love to do what she did. I only would love to do cage-free, snorkel, free dive with a fucking massive great white. Fucking great white. Give me a 30 feet megalodon, maybe megalodon because they're 65 feet or something like that. And then just swim with that motherfucker. Oh, just swim in his presence, filled with this awesome power. Yeah.
Well, also, they've been around for so long.
One of the biggest animals I swam with was a 70-plus male sperm whale.
Wow.
It just comes at you like a fucking submarine. You keep looking at this train going by. It is absolutely just blissful. You watch this, you're not scared at all. You're just in awe of what nature can do. I always ponder, what is the biggest animal in the universe? I wonder if out in space or out in other oceans, you have animals that are 400, 500 feet, 1,000 feet. What is the maximum size for like a living organism like that?
Ooh,
I would love that. I wonder if there were animals even bigger than the dinosaurs at one point living on some of the planets, if that ever existed,
That's a whole other episode for us,
And
Sebastien.
I would say, beside marine biologists, also genetics.
Genetics and wow, look at you. Did we miss talking about anything that we should have talked about?
No, I think you've covered it all,
Oh.
Maybe your viewer is going to say, hey, I want you to ask this next time, and then we can do a podcast and you can just ask me like a more questions. See?
We'll do a filler round if we need to. Sebastien, it's been a delight. You are just so inspirational, truly. The thing that you created, it's very amazing what you have done. You know what I mean? And just how it all transpired is also so captivating. You know what I mean? I hope you know that. Not everyone tells a story that you tell. So I hope you know that. For those that want to try it, lagreefitness.com, I think is the website. You can find a studio. You can certainly Google studios. Hopefully there's one by you. If there's 1,100 now, there's probably a good chance there's one near you. And if there's not, you can email them and open one for yourself if you want to.
I like that, Alison. Thank you.
Sebastien, thank you for being on the Dean's List.
No, thank you for inviting me. I had a great time.
Thank you for watching this episode of the Dean's List, where we explore the art of building well. If you enjoyed this conversation, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend who'd love it too. I appreciate it. If you prefer to listen on the go, you'll find the full audio version wherever you get your podcasts. This community is all about building businesses and lives that feel good, and we'd love to have you along for the journey. I'm Alison Dean. I'll see you in the next one.